What you have is borrowed. This is the big issue that we have when it comes to not wanting to hear teachings about being stewards of what God has blessed us with. Because we have a mindset, we live in a world that produces a mindset of ownership. I tell you what, I've worked hard for what I have, and that's my money. I've worked hard for that house. I've done all the landscaping. I've done all the work. That's my house. I tell you what, I went out of my way to be good to that person. That's my relationship. I'm going to do what I can do. I'm going to get out of it what I can get out of it. This is my stuff. I tell you what, I was born with a little bit of ability, but I've nurtured that and I've trained that. That's my talent. We live in a world of ownership. What's ours is ours, and what's yours is probably mine too. Thank you. That's the way it is. But stewardship is something totally different. If you notice, this woman in this story, she didn't have hardly anything. So what she had, she didn't have enough jars to make it work. It was borrowed. And what we have to understand is that as a believer in Jesus Christ, that God's blueprint calls for us to have a mindset of borrowship, not ownership. Although you may have worked hard and purchased your house, it was God who gave his sovereignty over that situation and gave you the strength and the direction for you to get that job and for you to work and know how to do it. And he's the one who aligned that all the way from the time that went up for sale and for to work through the closing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Scripture tells us that God is responsible for every good and perfect gift. And as a believer, God is still over those things, and we're called to view what we have in our lives as this awesome blessing that's bestowed upon us that we can be a good steward with. Jesus Christ provided us with salvation in which we did not deserve, and in turn, he's called us and challenged us and said, I will pour out my blessings upon you so that you would have a life and you would have it more abundantly. But take what you've experiencing, take those blessings, take what you've gotten after you've came through your trials and your tribulations and your seasons of rest. And as I pour out my blessings upon you, as you obediently walk, use those things under the idea that they are being on borrowed terms and you can use them to build my kingdom and to bring me glory.